Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Saturday. That means it's the weekend. May 25th. Got a coffee this morning. It's about quarter to five. Starting to get light out here in the North Country. So I thought today's video, because I have been spending a lot of time on repairs and stuff like that, we need to work some on our personal development too. And today is on baggage, what I call baggage. And I think most of you can relate once I get talking about it. So stay tuned. All right, so welcome back to this channel. If you didn't already know, my name is Eric, and we do the weekday, Monday through Friday, which is available on podcast as well. And this is the weekend. The weekend, I kind of take my own route because I believe in a person being well rounded, balanced, and grounded to live a fulfilling life. If we don't have all of it together, then we're always going to feel this, something's missing, right? All right, so today is about baggage. And baggage is the best way to explain it, answer it, would be is anything in your life that didn't go according to plan. We take it and we put it in a bag and we carry it over our shoulder. Whether it's a failed business, a failed relationship, you name it. We take everything that has gone wrong in our life and we put it into that bag, right? And you've heard the term, I guess, in relationships where that person has baggage. So stay away from them. I got news for you folks. Everybody's got baggage. No one's immune. No one. Even a little toddler's got baggage because the things that didn't work and made him upset or she upset got stuck there. So if that's going on, what can you do about it, and why do we need to talk about it if everybody has the same problem? Well, it's not that everyone has the same problem. Some people never get rid of it, and it drags them down to the point of where they're unwilling to try to start another relationship with someone. They're unwilling to try their luck at business again because it was unsuccessful. They're not willing to try out for the baseball team because they didn't make the team last year. I mean, I could go on. But each one of them accounts for more baggage. So one of the things that you have to learn is how to get rid of that excess baggage. Because you really don't want to carry it because it gets heavy after a while, right? Yeah. So you have to break it down, all right? You have to break it down so it's manageable. And you need to get rid of that baggage that is no longer there. And we can turn that baggage into wisdom, or we can continue carrying it as baggage. And what do I mean by turning it into wisdom versus baggage? Well, let's say your business failed. You've had time, experience that you know what not to do, so that gives you wisdom, right? So put that in the wisdom column. Find out what did you do wrong, and then correct it. Try again at a different angle. But you want to get rid of that out of the bag and put it in the wisdom column, because the wisdom column does not take that much to carry with you, and it's beneficial, and it's not, downtrodden you per se. Relationships. The biggest problem with most relationships, whether it's, spouse, friend, is lack of communication. And when it comes to a relationship, husband and wife, partner, however you want to do it, the big thing is that most people have forgotten that it takes a lot of work. It just doesn't miraculously appear and then is a bed of roses for the rest of your life. It's not, especially when you're raising kids. You start spending so much time working and taking care of the kids that you're not giving each other quality time. And you're not willing to listen because you're frustrated or angry or tired, right? So, for you guys that are having problems in a relationship, sit down with your partner with nobody else around and no distractions and just say, what is really going on? And the key thing I want both of you to do is to look back on what caused you to be attracted to that person, and the other person to think of the same thing. And what is it about the other person that you love? Instead of looking at the things that you hate. Yes, when we start getting tired and pissed and anything else, we start looking at people's faults instead of the positive attributes that come with it. I mean, if you treat your significant other as the one that needs to keep the house spotless with kids in it and everything done and work on top of that, what do you expect? Yeah, maybe you're working 2 jobs. Maybe it's about time you figured out how to work 1 job and give your wife some break. And you need to take and have night outs, just the two of you. Hire a babysitter, get grandma involved, what have you, and get out for a night to just enjoy each other's company instead of distracted by the TV and the kids. But you can still take from a relationship some of the things that didn't turn out so well and also put that in the wisdom column, right? Okay, so I did it this way and this is where it backfired. But it's going to take a little bit of work on your part because you're going to have to figure out what went wrong. And that means taking an honest accounting of what part you played too. See, that's where a lot of people skew to the right, is they don't think they've done anything wrong. And all you have to do is ask the other person and they'll tell you exactly what they did wrong. That's why I say if you are still in a relationship but you're struggling, ask that question. What am I doing wrong? What can I do better? Because if you get married or you're in a tight relationship, it's all based on trust. It is. It's trust. And the biggest thing to fail when it comes to a relationship is either you step outside that relationship and break the trust, or you're not being forthright with the other one and you're lying to them about what have you, whether it's money, drinking, gambling, I don't know, but you're not being totally honest. And the person that you need to be with for long term is someone that you can tell anything to. They're not only your significant other, they're your best friend. Now, if your business failed and you have a business partner, if the two of you can be honest with each other, maybe you guys could add more wisdom to both of your things and get rid of more baggage. And this exercise is about taking the load off your back, because what ends up happening is it drags you down. A lot of times you become depressed, sad, have hopelessness. You want to give up. And nobody wants to be around you because all you're talking about is that baggage. Failed relationship, failed business, failed. You didn't fail at anything, all right? Failing is when you never attempt it. That's failure in my book. If you attempted it, even if it didn't go according to plan, then that's an accomplishment. Because at least you tried. But then if you give up at that point, where do you go from there? See, what I'm seeing in generations and the new generation is there's hardly any commitment. Marriage is nonchalant. People don't stay with other people very long. I mean, they swap vehicles like every other year, and they buy something and go out and get rid of it. They're always on to that next fix because they don't know and never were shown that in order to succeed at anything, a lot of times it requires long-term commitment. That when you start dating, when you look at the other person, is that someone that you can visually see yourself with 40 years from now when you're retired? Or 20 years? Or 10 years? If not, then it's probably not the person, or you have set up on this pedestal of what you think that person should be. And we talk about that, with young girls, perfect wedding, and meeting the right guy and living happily ever after, and they have this false. They end up in their 30s still single because they can't find that Mr. Perfect. Because that Mr. Perfect doesn't exist. He really doesn't. And you could spend another 20, 30 years looking for him and end up on your own the rest of your life. So the key today is you need to learn to find out what you have that you're carrying for baggage, all right? And it's not hard to do. Just look at all your so-called failings and things have gone wrong in your life, and they're in that bag. And then what I want the takeaway from today's video is I want you to take one by one and turn that from baggage into wisdom. Because most often the case is you've at least tried. So if you at least tried, that's experience time, which gives you wisdom. If you can figure out what went wrong, or how not to do that way again. Wisdom is light, is a feather. Baggage will drag you down. So on that note, today, enjoy your Saturday and stuff, but look at the stuff that's in that baggage that you're carrying. And if it's in a relationship, talk with the other person. Get someplace where there's nobody going to bother you. And you both need to be totally blunt and honest. And not become defensive. If you become defensive, you shut down. So you're not listening. So it's non-productive. You're there to gain wisdom. So you need to hear her or him tell you what they see that is making it not working for her or him. So on that note, you guys have a great day, and thanks so much for watching. You can listen to this on the podcast as well. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you here tomorrow morning.